It's midnight.
So Written at Night, tell me, I have like a vague idea of what the concept is supposed to be. So like explain what the concept of the album is.
So it really gets into that really special time, basically in the middle of the night, from midnight to 4 a.m., where like that creativity will really spark and where you just become the person that you are. You know, like when you're working late, when you're doing the hustle shit, like when you're in your late teens and early 20s, and even as a grown person, as in your 30s or what have you, like that's the time when you know you've worked a full day, when you're traveling home after that, or when you're home and you can't sleep and you get up and you do something creative. Like that window where it's just you and silence, that's what that record's about.
It was really interesting the way that it all came together. And like, was there one particular moment, like was there one night that inspired you to like capture this 4-hour period?
And it's just a culmination of many nights. Like that's what I do. Like, you know, you have to do your day-to-day hustle job, and then you come home, and that's the time that you have to work on music. So that time is usually gonna be in the middle of the night. Yeah. And so a lot of the thing with the skits in between, like I try to like, all the records that I've done recently, basically, I've tried to have some kind of dialogue or something unifying in between to kind of flesh out the theme of the record. Yeah. So with this, I really wanted to present like a timeline of the songs. Mm-hmm. So each song sort of fits into the timeline. So at midnight, when you're just really awake, there's songs that kind of fit with like just the thoughts that you have at the end of the day. At 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., you know, it's sort of like a nightmare sequence where like you've fallen asleep, you've woken up, and you're just fucked in your head for a moment, and you've got these weird ideas reaching through and everything in between. So that was sort of the idea behind like saying what time was. It was just about like setting, like this is what it sounds like around me at this time, and then the only way for me to put it out there that to make sense is just to say the time. And it was kind of like quirky enough that it worked, like in terms of like setting it up that way.
I can feel your longing for an old New York.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's the main line of most of my work is like, you know, I mean it's not, I don't ever want to make anything that's retro, you know what I mean, or throwback or anything like that, but I do have the lens of somebody that lived through that period of time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so like I see things that are modern now through the lens of somebody that had seen it before it was so modern. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's sort of the way that most of my music works. And like Written at Night in particular, a lot of my lyrics are sort of about, you know, just those first couple years when I was 17, 18, 19, working in recording studios, interning, working for Scrap, like working till 3 in the morning, getting on the boat and going back home and seeing the sun coming up, you know, as I'm going to bed, you know, like, and that's really what my verse on Written at Night is about.